We collectors endured the Fireball Beach Racers. We braved the Thomasville Tributes. We tolerated through the Mud Racers. And last, we faced the Drag Racers. And yet 2020 brings us another new challenge, the XRS Rocket Racing Series. So welcome back, guys, to another Disney Docket case unboxing. I want to thank you for the tremendous support you guys left on my Case B singles unboxing. Really, I appreciate it a ton. That video did phenomenally. So I want to thank you guys for that. And because of your passion of these unboxings on my channel, I want to do a ton more over the next few weeks here. I have this unboxing. I have Case C for singles, which has a couple new silver racers in it. And then I have a mini racers case to unbox as well. So some very exciting things coming up here. But yes, today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new XRS series featuring the Rocket Racers. Now, there's been a ton of hatred and debate and controversy over these XRS series, and mainly that is the Mud Racers and the Drag Racers. But I tossed in Fireball Beach and Thomasville because they are also part of the expanded universe, as I like to call it, that features cars that obviously did not appear in any of the movies, but Mattel loves to release them. And you know, some of us buy them, some of us don't. But yeah, there is a lot of controversy about them. You know, a lot of people do just prefer the regular new cars. And, you know, I completely agree. I like new cars that actually appeared in the movie. But I have to say, I like these Rocket Racers a lot. From what I've seen online, you know, the few pictures I have seen, I only know that McQueen, Jackson, and Cruz are in here. I honestly have no idea who else is in here, to be completely honest with you guys. So it's going to be a nice surprise, as it always is. But yeah, from what I've seen, they look interesting. They look cool. I like the designs. So as always, I have my trusty key right here, and we're going to bust open this case. Now, this is Case A for Rocket Racers, the first assortment. So I would assume there might be another wave or two, as there has been with the Drag Racers and the Mud Racers. And these are made in Vietnam, as you can see there, and there's 8 of them in this box. Now, the day I'm recording this, it is actually the first day ever people are reporting of finding them in a store as well, and that would be Walmart in the United States. So people are finding Rocket Racers now at Walmart stores, along with the playset that includes a plastic Rocket Racing McQueen. So yes, you can find these in the store now, or you could buy them online, get a case to unbox. I got this from GetMeCollectibles, as always, so I'll put his info in the description below. So we start off here with a little cardboard cover. Ooh, they are packaged differently than other cases. That's very strange. All right, here we're going to start with just these two, I guess. They got some tissue paper in here as well. That's kind of nice. I like that, actually. Okay, sweet. We have Barry DePedal to start off with. Not my favorite next gen, but he does look really cool here. So yeah, these Rocket Racers will cost $5.97 US at your local Walmart, which is a little high. Usually these expanded universe cars only cost $5, but I would assume because now they have these blast walls that they call them, or they're just really pit stop barriers, that added accessory improves the cost there, unfortunately. And then they also have these spinning flames here that you could test out by moving the tires. The tires are very strange looking as well. Look at that. So one thing we're going to do here in this video as well is I'm actually going to review all of these XRS Rocket Racers as well, because as you guys know, in my recent series and all that stuff, I never really gotten around to reviewing the XRS Mud or Drag Racers. I did a bunch of them in the 12 Days of Christmas, so I decided might as well just make a grand old video for all of them here, because there's only probably like 6 or so new ones, even though there's 8 in the case. But yeah, we're going to take a closer look here at the package. Spinning flames. I like the art there for Barry. It looks different and new. I like this logo here for Rocket Racing as well. It looks a little bit fresher than the previous logos. The background's pretty bland, though, I must say. I got some mountains in the background, though, it looks. Try Me, we already did. Barry DePedal with Blast Wall. All right, let's check out the description here. Xtreme Racing Series XRS is a high-octane competition that takes racing to the next level. The third event in the series is a high RPM adventure that will take Lightning McQueen and his friends to more extreme speeds than ever before. They'll accelerate through the blast wall as record-breaking propulsion launches these rocket racers into the stratosphere on their way to the finish line. Wow. That is one heck of a description there. You can see McQueen, Cruz Ramirez. Wow, that is the first time I've ever seen them put an accent over the I in her name. That's interesting. Then you have Cam Spinner and Steve Slick LePage. So a nice assortment here of cars. I'm sure there's also Jackson Storm. But yeah, there's Barry. 2 of him. Yep, so here we go with 2 Jacksons now. Wow, 2 of both of these. That's already half of the entire case. Jackson Storm with Blastwell there. So, of course, we'll unbox these in a bit here, so I won't show much of the die cast. Spinning Flames, of course. Nice. I love that artwork, actually. The tires look so cool as well. On the back here, you can see Barry DePedal now instead of Cam Spinner. All right, all right, all right. Okay, here we go. This guy looks sweet. Steve Slick LePage. I love the metallic emerald green on the side. Especially looks really good on the artwork there. It really bounces off. It really pops out at you. Yeah, that is Steve there. Paul Conrad is also in this series, apparently. That's sweet. Hopefully we get him. Was he on the back of Barry? I don't remember, honestly. I don't think he was. Okay, here we go with Cruz Ramirez. Nice, nice. So only one of Cruz, it appears here. And so she also has some metallic decals. Lapis lazuli. Looking good. Test her flames out, why not? We'll obviously test them out when they're loose. And oh my goodness, 2 Lightning McQueens to end off. That is not what I was expecting at all. But I really do love these McQueens. I love the fact that they incorporated that black back into his design after we got hinted at in the drag racer McQueen there. I really like how black looks on McQueen, and they took full advantage of that here with the drag racers, and I just love his art there as well. I love how they show the trails on the rims. It just looks so sweet. Beautiful artwork. The background's a little bland, but oh well. Okay, so that means 2 of these rocket racers that were shown on the back here. Not those. Yeah, Cam Spinner and Paul Conrad are both not included in this first wave, which is a little disappointing because in my opinion, they would probably be the best out of all of these. They seem to be probably the most popular racers because I'm not a big fan of Barry and Steve's all right, but these 2 are pure fire. So hopefully the second wave with them will be released soon. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I honestly was expecting at least, what is this? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was at least expecting 6 of the 7 previewed. But all right, no big deal. I'll be right back with this cleaned up, and then we'll unbox them. All right, so I cleaned everything up, and now we're going to unbox all 5 of these awesome Rocket Racer releases. And because I haven't unboxed it yet, I do want to unbox the XRS Mud Racing Steve LePage so we can compare these 2 down on the table. I think it's a perfect chance to unbox this guy. So let's dive right in. Now, before we get into the review, I want to quickly show the evolution of the XRS packagings here. So starting off with Mud Racing, you have that logo there, then you have Drag Racing, and now Rocket Racing. I definitely prefer the Rocket Racing logo. It just looks so sleek. I love that orange font, and I think we've come miles from Mud Racing. I mean, the white background is so plain. The background here is not bad. You have some sort of antennas or whatever in the background. And then the mountains are decent, not probably as good as drag racing, but I really do like the art for both of these. It just looks so good, and you can see they change it each and every time, which is amazing. You know, they just don't do that for a lot of other cars, changing up the expression and poses on McQueen there. So I'm really happy about that. I wanted to bring attention to it here in this part of the video. And there are the backs of the packages. So here finally is everybody opened up. I am so excited to get into the review of these guys. Honestly, I mean, a lot of people do not like these just because it's another non-canon series, but I really want to stress that this is a good series. They are, yes, expensive. Yes, they didn't appear in any movies. Yes, they don't have a short or a book, but the designs are so cool. I honestly think this is my favorite series of all time that is non-canon, maybe tied with the Carbon Racers, but really these are worth your attention here. So we're going to start here with just showing the functionality of the flames, and we're going to do so with Lightning McQueen. So the front tires are not impacted at all, they're just normal tires, but the back tires here, you can see they have essentially spikes on every notch. So, you know, if you guys have noticed on the drag racers, there are notches on the front tires here, but they are not as frequently. You know what I'm saying? They're not all around the tire. These here, it's like, you know, honestly, a spike, a circular spike as they go all around here. And that's so they hit this little notch here in the back that turn the flames perpetually. Because with the pistons, you know, you want it to occur, you know, every once in a while. You can't have them going constantly. But here with the flames, you do want them turning literally constantly. You know, if he's rolling, he needs to have the flames turning. So it's a really nice mechanism here. And as you can see, it works very smoothly. And let's test it out. You can see that they spin really nicely backwards too. I love how they look when they're spinning. Looks really cool, mesmerizing to be honest with you. Looks awesome. So you can see here compared with the feature on the drag racers, they go up and down, you know, every couple revolutions, I guess. It would be every revolution, every time this wheel turns 360 degrees around, that's when the pistons would elevate. But here with the drag racers, it is how many ever spikes this is per revolution. So let's say there's 15 spikes on these tires, it would be 15 turns of the flame per revolution of the tire. So a little complicated there, but yeah, that's essentially what they're doing, and it really does look nice here. Now these are made in Vietnam, so that's why the expressions or the eyes may look a little different than we're used to, but it's okay. That's just where things are headed now, and I do prefer Vietnam over Thailand just because their designs are much more similar to China than Thailand. Thailand really diverged from how China made cars, but Vietnam not so much. All right, we're going to start here with these pit stop barriers, or as they call them, blast walls, and compare them to previous barriers, as they were called, pit stop barriers, and see if they are the same size and whatnot. So here's the toe cap one. Well, actually, why not use the Lightning McQueen one? It appears, yep, they are the same mold. They are the same size. Colors are a little different. So instead of white, it's kind of like a dark or a very light gray, rather. Yeah, so they are the exact same model. Now, obviously, these were made in China. These are now made in Vietnam, but they are using the same mold casting, and then they just slap a new decal on in the front there. I do believe it is a decal rather than a sticker. Well, I take that back. This is a sticker. This is a much better sticker. This might be a decal. You can see how the light reflects off. See how the light dances back and forth there? Where here it's a little different. It doesn't really dance. Well, a little bit, but you guys know what I'm saying. This is a much more of a sticker than this is. That's more of a decal, and this is more of a sticker. Anyways, though, both look nice, and I do like the checkerboard pattern here, and then you have the number, of course, for the racer, and then XRS, and this cool design here where the numbers, or the letters rather, are fading away just because, you know, it's supposed to exemplify how fast you're going, so the numbers are slipping away. like sand through your fingers. Really nice design there, really nice aesthetic for these rocket racers. I really do like how the number also matches the number on the car there in the same font and everything. And we'll notice that throughout the rest of them here. So I did want to show that just real quick. And now let's get on to the review here of McQueen. So nice expression there. And now, of course, I love the hood because of the black. You know, really, like I said, black looks great on McQueen. And I love these new bolts. There's something that we haven't really seen before used on McQueen. Reminiscent of the Chargers bolts, as in the Los Angeles Chargers, the NFL football team. They really do look like that. You know, if you were to Google the logo, it would look like these. So yeah, very interesting there. A little bit more lightning than flame. I also like this idea of putting XRS and then slash the racer's initials. So you have LMQ there, which is awesome. We'll see that on the other racers in their initials. So I like that design. Something we've never seen before. I mean, we've kind of seen it on the carbon racers. I liked it when they did that then. And on the carnival racers. So I'm glad that they're doing it again here. These bolts are raised off the paint. So that's nice. You have 95 in the typical font there. But then you have this new, more rocket racing font here on the roof. Still have the Lightning McQueen signature there. I love these rims here as well. They're completely plated up, so you don't see any spokes or whatnot. Now, from Vietnam, apparently they are using these date stamps, which I don't know how to read. I mean, we learned how to read the Chinese ones and the Thailand ones, but I don't know how to read the Vietnam ones. I have to be honest with you guys. If you have any idea what this could mean, please let me know. But yeah, there you go. Made in Vietnam. This is the first made in Vietnam car I have loose. So there's your typical XRS logo that we saw on the Pitstop barrier. Again, using the black design here with the lightning bolt. Piston Cup, I like that, even though I don't know if this is a Piston Cup hosted race. But I do always love seeing the Piston Cup. What I hate, though, is how blurry these decals are. These look absolutely disgusting. RPM, revolting, maybe, and clutch aid. And they are in red for some reason. This one's in black and yellow, which I guess they're trying to match the design, but I don't know why they're not in their normal colors. Kind of strange there, and they're extremely blurry, so I do not like that one bit. I don't know how they could even let that happen. You can hardly see revolting. That's just disappointing. Anyway, though, 95, you have XRS/LMQ there again. Now getting on to some of the new added features here. So they add this interesting looking spoiler here, which is kind of like a fin almost. I like it a lot. I like how you can see the bolts that are kind of attaching the windows so they don't, fly off or break. So, obviously rocket racers, I mean, you're going at rocket speeds. And so you're going to need some extra support here. You're going to have to really bolster down all of your windows, and you add this awesome looking spoiler here. You have 95 again, and then this separate bumper piece here where he is still repping Rust-eze medicated bumper ointment, which I find weird because that is literally the only mention of Rust-eze here that we see on the entire body. Anyway, though, you have these extra fenders here, these little extra fins, which give more dynamics. And then, of course, the flames, which are plastic pieces, but yeah, they look phenomenal. And you can turn them, just manually, and you can see that also turns the tire because they are, connected essentially. So yeah, that is for McQueen there. I want to briefly compare him to the drag racer and the mud racer just for, consistency here. I don't want this video to drag on too long. It is a long video, being an unboxing and a review, which I used to do a lot of these. I would, unbox all the cars and I would then review them, which sometimes turned into like a half an hour, 45-minute, even an hour video. I remember one time I unboxed a case, it turned into an hour-long video. We're going to try for that not to happen today, but if it does, we're going to embrace it because I'm not cutting any corners here. You have the Cars 3 McQueen here, and you have the World Grand Prix McQueen. And you also have the Cars 1 McQueen here. So a whole McQueen horde for comparisons. Also did want to mention that the back tire is bigger than the front tire. But yeah, okay, that's enough for McQueen. I like it a lot. I really do. I like these rocket racers. Moving on to Cruz Ramirez here. So here's her pit stop barrier. We don't have anything really to compare hers to. But yeah, yellow checkerboard 51 and then the XRS there, which is pretty much the same logo that we see on the hood there, except in yellow instead of blue. Now, I love the metallic blue paints here. The hood just looks so good. Looks phenomenal. Look at that reflection there. Really looking phenomenal here for Dinoco Cruz. XRS/CR, of course, for Cruz Ramirez. So now she has these next-gen rims, obviously, because she's a next-gen. So you have Lightyear there. Blue rims, 51. We can see some chips off the paint there, but that's just kind of how it goes when you have this foil metallic paint. Let's see if her contingency sponsors are any better, and they do look better. Piston Cup, Carbon Fiber, Synergy, and Combustor. They definitely look clearer, so that's good. Interesting. So this is something McQueen did not have. Warning with an arrow pointing forward. Yeah, McQueen did not have that. He did have the arrow there on the sides there. Now, I don't know much about rocket racing. I don't even think it's a real thing, but assuming you are going at rocket speeds, there are going to be some precautions and some safety measures. So that's why I guess they have these warning things with the arrows, which are kind of cool. Adds an element of realism. So her expression is pretty much the same as the usual Dinoco Cruz, which I'll show momentarily. This side's the same. You have the metallic 51 on the roof there with the white shadow. Looks really good. They added a blue metallic fin for her with Dinoco, which is the only mention of Dinoco on this racer. So they are still sponsored, but vaguely. We're going to see if the sponsors are shown on all the racers, because with the drag racers, they weren't. Like on some of them, I don't think McQueen showed Rust-eze, or no, he did. But I don't think Cruz showed Dinoco. Oh, no, she did. But, all right, there was some racer in the drag racing series that did not show their original sponsor. I think it was Little Torquey Pistons, actually, who was Spiky Phillips. Anyway, though, you have the XRS/CR there again, 51, the blue fins. And, of course, we're going to test out her flames. Now, her flames are pretty much the same color as McQueen's, a little lighter. But we'll see in a moment here with Jackson Storm that his are entirely different color because of his body. So now Jackson looks so weird to me without a spoiler. And I guess we should compare her real quick here to the drag racer and the mud racer. Let me know in the comments below, out of these three series, which one is your favorite? I know there's a lot of drag racer fans out there. There's a lot of mud racer fans. I am a rocket racer through and through. So here's Dinoco Cruz. Very strange that they have the same expression, whereas the other ones, like you just saw, have different expressions. Anyway, though, so Jackson Storm's pit stop barrier right here, 2.0. Obviously, we know that's his number. And compared to the normal pit stop barrier that was included with the 2017 Mini Eraser Advent Calendar. Interesting. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, he looks so weird without his spoiler. But yeah, it's a nice new look for him. He does have pretty much the same expression that we're used to. XRS there. Orange X, which is a little strange to see. Orange on Jackson. You have XRS/JS. Pretty much the same fronts here. He's got orange rims. Yeah, very strange to see orange on Jackson. Something we've never really seen before on him. His contingency sponsors look phenomenal. They are very clear. Combustor, Synergy, Piston Cup, and Carbon Fiber. Again, we got some interesting warnings over here. So jet intake. So obviously there's an added like intake thing over here, which actually affects the body. You can see this is an entirely different shape over here. You can run your finger across it and feel the elevation and the divots there. So that's interesting. That he's got some sort of intake, like a plane jet intake. Wow, that's awesome. Jackson Storm there, signature now in orange instead of the typical gray. 2.0 on the roof. They added a blue fin with the XRS logo there. So you can see they don't have any gas caps because they have those intakes now. So rocket fuel, it's so cool. And now he has blue flames, which is really, really sick looking. 2.0 XRS/JS. So yeah, here is my prediction coming to a head. There is no igniter mention on him at all, which obviously is his sponsor, but he completely dropped it apparently for the rocket race here and maintained his contingency sponsors. So that's something that I'm a little upset about because I don't believe that to be too realistic. I believe that, in a ideal world with Mattel being accurate to details like that, he should have an igniter logo on here somewhere. And I'll show you guys that he has it on his drag racing version. Just barely, but it is there on the back. So the drag racing version is probably accurate. The same thing with the mud racing version here. But I don't know why they dropped igniter for the rocket racing version. Probably an oversight though, but it's going to be interesting to see if these two have RPM and then trunk fresh respectively. And here is the regular Jackson. I love it. I love it. Although he is my least favorite rocket racer. All right, moving on to Barry DePedal. Here's his pit stop barrier or blast wall. 64, orange and white. Okay. Now they definitely changed the expression hardcore on him. You can see before it was nothing like this, even on the mud racer. Now Barry is actually the first non-main character, so besides Jackson, Cruz, and McQueen, to receive a release in multiple XRS series. Mud racing and drag racing, because if you think about it, none have ever been double dipped. So you have Brickyardly is a drag racer, Cal Weathers is an XRS racer or a mud racer, Tim Treadless drag racer, but now Barry DePedal is the first to cross over in the multiple. So that's something to note there, that Mattel is seemingly favoring Barry DePedal over other racers. Anyway though, XRS and then BDP there. I do like his expression though a lot. It makes me like him more. I also love the hood gradient from yellow to orange there. I love the front orange bumper. Of course, he has the next gen tires, orange rims there. 64. Again, they did a great job with these contingency sponsors, which are the same as before on the other next gens. He doesn't really have much of a jet intake there, which I actually like that because it does reveal a little bit about Jackson's personality. The fact that he got this whole intake installed, whereas the other ones, it really doesn't look like anything. I mean, yes, it is different there. There is a divot, but it's nothing like Jackson's Storm. So it's something to note. If they ever were to do a story about this, I'm sure they would incorporate the fact that he has a whole gosh darn jet intake. All right, so there we go. I like that. Barry DePedal does feature RPM there, the next gen logo. That looks great on the orange fin, really does. You have XRS/BDP, 64, and it again, orange fin. So yeah, that looks really good. That's how they should do it. Subtle, but it's there. It needs to be there. So these flames look pretty much the same color. And last but not least, here is Steve Slick LaPage, the next-gen trunk fresh racer. Now, lucky for him, we do have the stock car trunk fresh pit stop banner from way back when. Really, it was just 2016, back in the good old days for Dirksen D'Agostino. But yeah, there are them compared. Much darker green now, as you can see. This will probably be my favorite, or maybe McQueen, but I do like, he has a lot of this foil on him, a lot. But yeah, I love the fact that the dark green is really eminent on him now. It really bounces off to me, whereas before it was almost black. But anyway, XRS and then Slip, SLP. I love how some of these initials spell out Slip. I also love this kind of chrome X there. You can see it's so, candescent or whatever. Yeah, I think candescent, yeah. In the light there. It looks great. He's got this light green bumper here. Pretty much like a metallic forest green, which looks phenomenal. The green eyes look good. Even though he used to have blue eyes, so I guess that changed. He must have contacts in. Anyway, he's got these green rims here. even green text there for Lightyear, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen, oh yeah, I guess they did change the color to orange there. And Jackson's were blue. Cruz's were yellow. Okay, all right. I love this chrome here. So yeah, this silver here matches the X there, and you have all this kind of emerald green foil on him, which you can see is not applied the best. I mean, it's very difficult to do, but it does pay off. There are his contingency sponsors, 34, 34 again. And look at that is a beautiful shot right there, how the light just reflects off of it and creates a great picture. And bam, they did put Trunk Fresh there on his fin, which is multicolored. Look at that, 3 colors on the fin. Really well done, Mattel. This is definitely my favorite. They did a phenomenal job here with Steve. And there's the back. Really, really phenomenal job with Steve Slick LePage here. And also, yeah, now he is also another car to have crossed over between mud racing and rocket racing. And since I never reviewed this guy, I will show him a little bit. He does have a nice X there, again in chrome, but this time green. A nice silver 34. Seems like Mattel always does a good job with Steve Slick LePage. And here's the normal version from the Next Gen 4-pack. Crazy to think that we're only 2.5 years into Cars 3, and there's already 3 variations of a just regular old piston cut racer. Kind of hard to believe there. But yeah, you can see blue eyes, and now he's got green eyes. Interesting. Alright guys, I'm going to have to end off the video here. I hope I showed everything, and I did. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on the mud racers? Oh, the rocket racers. I really like them. I like McQueen and Steve a lot. Barry is also really cool, and Cruz is sweet. Jackson, not so much, because he doesn't show igniter. But, you know, even that aside, he's just not the best design in my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you soon, and thank you for sticking through this long video. I know it's long, but it was worth it, and I got the reviews now done instead of procrastinating throughout the rest of the year. I think this worked out well. So I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye now.